I'm glad to be here today. And let's start our great event. Today we will speak about SEO for ecom websites. And our great speakers will share their knowledge and ideas how you may improve your website performance on search engines. And for sure, we share some real cases and provide you with extra bonuses. So stay with us today. Well, I guess you will have questions, and please write them down in a chat, send it to us, and our great speakers will answer your questions after their presentation. Also, we will make a record, and I ask you to turn your microphones off. And for sure, we will share the record after conference via social nets and WhatsApp chat. And one more, before I introduce our first speaker, I want to share a great moment that took place for my team yesterday. Yesterday, we launched on producthunt.com. For sure, you know this website, and it would be awesome if you support us and vote for us by the link in a chat. Also in a chat, you may find another link. If you want to get a certificate as confirmation of your participation in this event, please fill up this form and get your personal certificate after event. So let's start our conference and meet our first speaker, Pranav Jha, digital marketing consultant and coach. And he will share how to run effective keyword research for e-commerce SEO. Pranav, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, and I hope that I will add a lot of value today, and will try to give all the answers related to basically keyword research and whatever challenges these guys are facing. Would definitely love to cover all the aspects of keyword research. So guys, don't hesitate to ask any sort of queries, questions you have related to keyword research. And other experts will add a lot of others value, because I have seen some presentations that other speakers have. They have some great information and great knowledge to share with you guys. So stay tuned with us.
Cool.
Yeah. So may I go ahead and share my screen? And yeah,
Yeah,
thank you
yeah,
so
you're
much.
welcome.
Thank you, Violeta, and thank you for giving this opportunity. Just a second. Guys, let me know if my screen is visible to everyone, right? So I can because while I will be presenting, I'm not able to see your questions and all, but later on I will take all the questions, whatever queries, questions you have related to this conference, you guys can ask me, right? My name is Pranav, right? So brief introduction about me, that it's been 10 years I have completed into this SEO space and digital marketing space, and work for a lot of clients. They are basically catering SEO industry, and my major core expertise is in SEO and Google Ad. These are the two things, because I only work for Google, and so I haven't worked for Google.com. So what I did, I have like started working on SEO and Google Ad, so I can become a part of a, you can say, Google, right? So almost catered more than 1,400 clients, and glad that I am sharing my expertise and knowledge. Whatever, I'm a practitioner, I won't say expertise, right? So I will share my ideas that is basically working for me, and hopefully whatever I will share with you guys, it may work out for you, and definitely there will be some sort of improvement in your campaigns where you are working on SEO part. Specifically SEO related information I will share, right? So let's move ahead and let me share, so like, what will be my today's agenda. So first of all, thanks to Serpzilla and SEO work team for giving this opportunity to share my knowledge related to keyword research part, because keyword is very much important if we are working on any sort of SEO projects, and specifically if we are working for e-commerce industry. We have to be careful with our keywords, and we have to go with some best one. So that's what we will try to cover up, right? And I know you guys must have some queries and concern related to it, so we will definitely cover all those aspects, right? And because if we compare e-commerce website with some normal websites, you will see a lot of differences, and intent wise also we will discuss what kind of intent we are talking about, right? And it have more product pages, category pages, and so we have to understand what kind of things we can apply on our website if we are basically going with keyword research part, right? Because we start working on SEO project with keyword research, and then we further move on planning that other speakers will share with you. Definitely you can implement all those things including this keyword part, right? So let me introduce first concept that I want to share with you guys. Whenever we talk about keyword means anything. Let's suppose we are talking about e-commerce industry. We can say, let's suppose we are discussing about one popular brand, Nika is very much popular in India. And so if we are discussing about Nika, then we are definitely aware it's very much popular, and it have a lot of products, and it's one of the top aggregator platform, right? And they are ranking on a lot of keywords. I will share some case study also related to Nika and Purple and some other brands, also compare that data and information for you, so it becomes easier for you to understand it, right? So when we are talking about search volume in the sense like how many time people are basically searching that specific keyword in the sense, if we are talking about Nika, let's suppose makeup kit or makeup product or beauty products, right? Or any specific names also, like men's cream or women's cream or anything, right? So these are basically our keyword, and then we further like differentiate it like long tail keyword and short tail keywords, or short phrases or long phrases, that we can discuss it, right? So how many time people are generally searching about that specific term, right? So let me show you once also on my screen so you can understand it in a proper way. Let's suppose if we are talking about makeup kit, right? And I'm just searching it, and I have used one specific tool for showing you this data. That tool name is Keyword Everywhere. I'm using this particular tool, that is Keyword Everywhere. It's basically a paid tool, right? And if you don't want to use this Everywhere, I have one similar kind of suggested tool for you. It's basically a Chrome extension. You can apply this tool in your Chrome. You can use Keyword Surfer also, right? Keyword Surfer will also give you something similar kind of data and similar kind of information. But why I'm using Keyword Surfer? Because it have some like more features as compared to Keyword Surfer, right? So I'm using Keyword Everywhere, and I have given you one free suggestion also. If you are looking for some free tool, you can go with Keyword Surfer, right? So I'm using basically right now Keyword Everywhere. Keyword Everywhere is giving me some sort of idea and insights. First setting that you have to do, just pick here your particular country, because I am talking about uh, today I will discuss about Nika and Purple and some e-commerce products. So that's why I'm showing you data of India only, because I am taking some Indian brands for my case study part, right? So India I have picked over here, right? And it will show me some information and data. The first thing, whenever you are searching any specific keyword, this particular keyword, because we are generally looking for makeup kit, right? If we are looking for makeup kit, you are seeing here is a volume. Volume means how many time generally people are searching in a month. So this term basically around 200k time, or you can say 2 lakh if you are Indian, basically 2 lakh time people are generally searching about this particular keyword, right? And then it is also flashing some information like CPC and competition, that we will discuss it later on. Let's discuss only about volume. Means around 2 lakh time people are searching about this term. So this term is very much popular in Google, or in among users also, right? So we have to understand this part because we are discussing about this part. So let me open it again. So first of all, what we discuss, search volume. Search volume, and every keyword have some search volume. It may be lesser, right? If basically term is not that much popular, maybe some like 1,000 time people are searching about it. But this makeup kit is basically famous. That's why people quite often searching about it, right? Then second thing is keywords difficulty. Keyword difficulty, there are some factors behind it. Like before judging any sort of keyword difficulty, we have to understand there is a market, right? And there are a lot of players. And even in my presentation part, I will compare 2 3 brands so you can understand it in a proper way. When we are saying difficulty means, like there is a search volume involved, there is a like paid campaigns is working on that specific keyword, a lot of companies are trying, a lot of brands are trying for that keyword, right? So more number of people are involved for that specific keyword. That's why this keyword is basically difficult, and out of 100 we used to give some count to that a particular keyword. Once we will go through SEMrush, I will give you all the data and insights, right? Then we will discuss about keyword relevancy. See, relevancy is very much important whenever we are basically discussing about keyword. Then it have to be relevant. If something is not relevant, it won't bring any sort of sales or any sort of you can say result for us. So if we are looking for result, we have to go with some relevant keyword that is related with our industry. Let's suppose if we are talking about Nika, we are basically familiar. It is selling a lot of brands, right? And it is relevant to their industry because people generally easily like relate with things. So relevancy is very much important, and you must have all the information related to that product or that particular specific category, right? Then we will discuss about some long tail keyword and short tail keyword. I have some examples for you. Long tails means some let me give you one example also, so yeah, so understanding may becomes better. uh, like we were searching for makeup kit, right? After like searching this makeup kit, I'm just pressing my enter button and you will see this makeup kit for girls. It's a kind of a long tail keyword because it have more number of words, like makeup kit for girls. If it is a makeup kit, it's a basically short tail keyword, right? Because generally it's a very much short, right? And even if we will write like makeup, then again it's a very much you can say short, right? So that's why if we are basically pressing enter, and then you can see here like makeup artist near me or makeup ka saman, this is also a kind of mix of short tail and long tail keyword, right? It's a popular term in India, right? That's why like I have picked this. If we are going with bit broad, then you can see makeup kit for kids. And if we are going with long tail keyword, that means intent. We are bringing intent also, because here we are giving clarity. If we are talking about makeup kit, that does it means we are not giving clarity. Makeup kit for what? For kids, or for boys, or for girls, or for anyone else, or for bride, like clarity is not there. But when we are discussing about long tail, it is bringing more clarity. And if it is bringing more clarity, it's a very much sure that it is also like less number of people will search for it, because this keyword will be used by everyone, even for generic purpose also. If there is no purpose involved, still people will search for it, right? But if you are a girl, then definitely you will go with this makeup kit for girls, and it is very much, you can say, result oriented. And as a brand, if I see, it is a fruitful for me, right? So we will discuss that part in detail. I have given you one example so you can understand like what is the difference between short tail and long tail. This is a kind of a short tail, and like makeup kit for girls, or makeup kit and again for beginners, or you can say for bride or for kids, this is a kind of a long tail. I won't say complete long tail. If you want to see complete long tail, then just press enter, and you can also see some LSI keywords like professional makeup kit or makeup kit for girls. At last, whenever you are using Google or any other search engine, you will see at last some other relevant or related keywords that is also a part of a long tail category, right? So let me go back on my presentation again. So just for idea, I have given you that, like what is the main reason behind it. Then keyword intent. See, this keyword intent is very much important. Whenever we will discuss about keyword, we have to basically understand what is the intent behind it. If keyword is having no intent, or a kind of a, you can say, it is a lacking intent, it won't bring any sort of result for us, because it is divided into some parts like informational keyword, transactional keyword, commercial keywords, and navigational keyword. And what is the basic, like purpose of all these four forms, we will discuss it later on. But if one keyword is having intent, there is a logic behind it, why people are searching for it. It gives clarity to brand why we are using it and what kind of result it will bring for us, right? So it is giving a purpose to user search, right? And as a brand, I will always look for some opportunity, right? So we will discuss it. Then brand keywords and some general keywords. Brand keywords, as I said, Nika, Purple, and any other brand like Flipkart, Myntra, these are basically brand keyword that is related with brands. And we can also discuss how brand keyword is important for us, right? As I have already explained about this part, keyword search volume, like how many time people are basically searching about that specific term. That's why keyword search volume is very much important for us. If there will be more number of searches, uh, it gives us clarity that actually people are searching about it and actually people are curious about that specific keyword. But remember it, if search volume is higher, that doesn't mean it is fruitful for us, because there are some other logics involved also, like intent is involved, like competition is involved, relevancy is involved, right? So we have to understand all these factors, right? Then competition is very much important, that I will explain you once I will go through same rush part. You will get more clarity and more like idea and information. Difficulty also I have explained you, so you must have got some sort of idea and information. Now let's discuss this part also. Keyword relevancy. Guys, remember, if your term will be very much exact, as I said, makeup kit for girls, it is giving us very much clarity that this specific term is exact, means girl is looking for that specific uh, like makeup kit, right? Or, and even it may go longer also, like for giving more clarity. If term will be exact, there will be more relevancy. If term will be broad like makeup kit, it won't bring relevancy into our search, right? Now let's discuss this part, so it gives you some idea and information. As I said, long tail and short tail keywords, right? If we are talking about one word phrase like shoes, this is a clearly a very much a specific short tail keyword, very short tail keyword. And but with the help of shoes, we are not clear whether what is the purpose of searching this keyword, why he is searching or she is searching about shoes, right? Because it is not giving clear intention. Even someone who is looking for who is willing to know more about colors of shoes or information about shoes, he can search about it. But when we are searching, like we are making it bit or you can say bit more clear, or bit long tail, right? Like running shoes, I won't say it's a long tail keyword, it's a kind of a short tail also, right? But it is giving some sort of clarity to your keywords. You are looking for a running shoes, right? It is having more probability such kind of keywords will bring some sort of business for us, right? And then at last, long tail keyword, it is bringing more clarity, right? High ankle running shoes for men, right? And when we will try for this kind of keyword, it brings more business for us. But if we will approach for shoes, you know very well that this kind of keywords will take a lot of time, lot of efforts, and still it sometime it won't bring, you can say, profitable business for you, right? So you have to understand, if your keyword is coming with clarity, relevancy, or you can say some intent, definitely it will convert for you, right? And then this is very much important, and you have to understand before doing keyword research part, right? And let us understand this part, and once I will explore some tools, I will show you like how it works, right? Let's discuss first part, that is informational intent. Informational intent is generally used for blogs, right? Like why, what is the purpose, right? History behind this particular thing. Let's discuss. We are talking about shoes also. So you can write some content and some information related to informational keywords also, informational intent also, and it will bring a lot of traffic for you, because whenever you will use any sort of tool like SEMrush or Uber Suggest or Keyword Everywhere or Keyword Surfer or Href or any tool, if you will use those tools, you will find these kind of keywords or these kind of words like why, where, how to, what is the purpose, right? Informational intent, it brings a lot of traffic because everyone is curious about some specific terms and they are looking for some information before doing any sort of activity. Even in e-commerce industry it does exist. That's why you will see most of the e-commerce brand, they also work on blog section, right? They also write some valuable blogs and some valuable information, and informational intent will fulfill your objective, right? Then second part is basically commercial intent. Commercial intent is basically whenever you are looking to purchase something, you do inquire about that specific product, right? If we are basically looking for makeup kit, what I will do, let me go back and let me see some questions also, if there will be any questions and all. Okay, great. I guess, yeah, everything is going clear. So let's talk about this makeup kit. We are, let's, best makeup kit, right? If we are basically using this keyword, best makeup kit, so what is the objective behind using this keyword? We are looking to know some best options available in market related to makeup kit, right? So now if I am talking about this part, commercial intent, that means before purchasing something I'm looking to explore more about it, right? Because if I have to buy, what I will do, I will check reviews of makeup kit, or I can use some brand names also, um, and then best, and then I can, what I, let's suppose I have to purchase a TV, right? So what I do, generally I search top 10 TV available in market, right? So I am doing some sort of investigation before going with that specific keyword or that specific product, right? So commercial intent is very much important, and SEMrush is giving you this kind of options also. You can easily understand it, right? This is the only tool that is actually giving idea about intent also. Whenever you will explore this tool, you will see like here you can clearly see what I did. I have used makeup kit, I am using SEMrush, and I have just opened keyword magic tool. You can see on my left hand side also. So when I am searching this makeup kit, you can clearly see it is showing intent also, right? Intents, it is just showing like makeup kit cake. So informational, and these keywords are basically, I have just opened this very easy keywords. I'm just crossing this so you can get some more ideas and input. I will show you how to properly do keyword research on SEMrush, or if you are using keyword planner, or if you are using any sort of free tools, right? So see here you can see, uh, I can also go with intent wise also, because we are discussing about commercial, right? So I'm just clicking this commercial option. I have used this keyword makeup kit, and here I have picked commercial, right? And just clicked on apply, right? So what it will do, it will fetch some keywords that is commercial also, and it will also give me idea if keyword is related with some others inputs also, right? Here you can see it is giving me like best category, it is showing you on top. Why it is showing you on top? Because best is basically a part of a commercial, because you are looking to explore some best option available in makeup kit category, right? You are looking to explore more options or more ideas available in market, right? Here you can see like best makeup kit, or like makeup kits for brands, right? Then bridal makeup kit. So you are looking to know more about it, and then again price, right? So before buying anything, what you do, specifically in India I'm talking about, what we do, we also check sometime price and informations available in market, and it gives more clarity to us, right? Okay, this is the price, because we check everything. We check price also, we check best also, we check affordable also, we check relevancy also, right? So we have to understand all these factors and informations. So if it is coming with price, again we are understanding commercial aspect of it, and we are trying to know more about that product. So it's a basically a investigation phase, right? You are doing more and more investigation about your particular, you can say, product or information. So commercial intent is very much important. And as I said, if you're going to buy some TV, what you will do, you will compare some TV, right? And like reviews of this TV, review of this TV, right? 10, you can compare 5 or 6 TVs, and then you can go with you will basically go for final options available, right? After commercial intent, like see, people generally, everyone is having on preference. Few people, because whenever I discuss about keyword, I always discuss about informational part first, then I discuss about commercial part second, then I discuss about transactional intent. Transactional intent is very much important, because now you have done research, you did some, you checked some reviews, you checked some best options available. Now your final option is you are looking to purchase it, right? You are looking to buy it. Your mindset is basically ready, right? As a brand, transactional keyword and commercial keyword is very much important for me, right? It gives more clarity to my users, right? So when I am searching transactional intent, you can see clear examples. Buy means buy makeup kit, means I am looking to buy some makeup kit, and I am very much ready, mentally I am ready to purchase it, right? So as a brand, this transactional intent is coming with more clarity, more vision, and you can say consumer is very much ready, and with the help of tools you can easily figure out some transactional keywords also, or transactional intent behind a based keyword also for your brand, so you can easily go and purchase it, right? Then navigational intent means you are looking to finally reaching towards your goal. Your objective is clear. Now I am sure that I will purchase from Mintra, or I will purchase from Flipkart, Amazon, or any specific brand. So what I will do, I will search amazon.com, I will put that brand, product name, and I will, yeah, I will go ahead with that particular final like outcome, right? So navigational intent is very much important for me, and I will take my final action with the help of navigational keyword, right? As you can see, GeoMart, Amazon, Mintra, Nika, or anything, whatever brand is coming in your mind. So navigational intent means your end goal is clear. You are going with this specific company. You are buying shoes, so you are clear that you will buy from Adidas, right? So Adidas is your basically your navigational intent. That is your end goal. And so as a brand, I will also go for some informational keyword. I will also go with some commercial intent keywords. I will also go with some transactional keyword. But if you say what is your preference as a brand, I will always prefer transactional and navigational. And from other parties or third party references, I will push my commercial intent also, right? Because if I'm selling TV, so nobody will compare on my website, right? What they will do, they will go on YouTube, they will go on some other website. So I can do guest blogging and other options available, and I can easily bring my keywords on ranking part, right? So let's move ahead. So whenever we discuss about like keyword placement in e-commerce site, this part we will discuss later on. But before that, as I said, if you are basically searching something, you can use this specific tool like for intent, for knowing the intent of that keyword. There are 4 intent behind every keyword, as I said, and you can easily explore. And here from this part, there are some filters available. Here you can pick your you can say some intent also. And if you want to rank on some low difficulty based keyword, then you can also filter out some like very easy, right? And then very easy is clear, but let me see like on magic on makeup kit how many easy keywords I am seeing. Because keyword difficulty, as I said, out of 100, you can see out of 100 it is giving some marks, so it is bringing some keyword that is having out of 100 only 10 difficulty or 12 difficulty, but maybe this makeup kit cake is not beneficial for me, but others like keywords like Himalaya makeup kit, it may be beneficial for me, right? And some other options available, right? It may bring some sort of business for me, right? So out of 100, if basically keyword difficulty is like 10, 12, this is most easy keywords for me. Again, I'm not only going with keyword difficulty, I'm also going with intent also, right? So intent wise, I can pick like commercial and transactional and navigational, because these are very much valuable for me. If I have to do blogging, definitely I will pick informational. I won't pick these, right? But right now, if I'm going as a e-commerce brand, what I will do, I will enable all these options and I will click on apply, right? And it will gives me a clarity like what kind of keyword, and then I can pick, okay, this is the transactional keyword, I can work on this if this brand is basically associated with me, right? And if you are seeing very less options are available, just cross this and again go with some like easy, then possible, then difficult keywords. And initially, whenever you are starting your e-commerce project and you are basically exploring more about your e-commerce project, don't go with some very difficult keywords, right? If you will start with very much difficult keyword, it will take a lot of time to rank, right? Because there are a lot of activities involved like technical SEO, and then content updations, and then URL optimizations, and a lot of things are available. So whenever you will go with some very hard options, it may take a lot of time. But if you are going starting with easy options and then slowly planning for basically easy options, then possible options, then difficult options, automatically you will start start seeing some sort of results, right? So as a brand, or you can say as a marketer or as a strategist, what I will recommend you, always start with some easy keywords, right? That you can easily rank for it, because easy keyword or very easy keyword would hardly take a 3-4 month time, even sometime 2 month time, right? And even if your on page skill is very much good and you are like technically very much sound, you can rank in 1 month also, right? But not on very hard keywords and not on difficult keywords, very easy keywords, right? And accordingly you prepare your strategy and planning and see what kind of effort someone have put it behind all these things. And on the basis of all the, see, there is if else condition is always applicable on all these things, because if you are working on something, you have to understand everything, because sometimes client asks us like, this is my keyword, can you rank it in 3 months? So this is the kind of commitment I won't give unless or until I understand all the like objective and competition and market, right? On the basis of that, I can assure any sort of commitment to any client, right? and and you have to understand all these things, all the logic behind it, right? And then you can basically give a some sort of commitment and options available, right? It will be easier for you. Now what I did for you, as I like told you, like as we have done a lot of discussion about this makeup kit, what I did, I have compared three brands today, right? As a case study, what I did, because it's a very much important to understand before reaching on any sort of conclusion. See, keyword research is basically one of the most, you can say, important or critical part of any sort of e-commerce project. Because whenever my team or AP World, we used to start any sort of SEO projects, what we used to do, we at least take 7 to 10 days to do complete market research. Not about only keyword research, we do a lot of research about that brand, that particular information, and all the data available after like project confirmation. And we always say, see, if you will give 10 days to your keyword research or your market analysis or all the things, your work will become a lot easier, right? Your further strategy will become easier for you, and you can easily prepare all your SEO planning and technical SEO related stuff. If you will miss in your keyword research part, it becomes very much difficult for you to like cover your market or do better performance in market. So what I did, I have compared three brands. First is Nika, that you can see on your screen. This is the brand I have took. This is basically a kind of a D2C brand, right? An aggregator, and they are basically selling a lot of products in India. You can see, and most of the product like Vaseline, L'Oreal, they have a lot of options available. Females are basically very much aware about all these brands and informations, right? So Nykaa is one of the most popular brand in India, right? Then I have took second brand, that is basically Purple, right? It is also why I have picked these three brands: Purple, Nykaa, and then again I picked this Sephora, right? Maybe I'm spelling wrong. Sephora, I guess it's right pronunciation. So Sephora, Nykaa, and this Purple. These three brands I have picked and I have compared their data on the basis of keyword part, right? So what I did, I have used basically keyword gap tool. This is the options available, and I put it all these three domains. Here I have put it like Nykaa. Here I have put it Sephora, and here Purple, right? And clicked on compare part, right? And here I am see just I have picked this option organic keywords. Don't check this paid keywords because it is basically options available for paid marketing. And here database is basically from India. So Sephora is basically overseas, like their presence is all around the world. I will show you some data also. So don't see if this particular brand is having less number of keywords ranking in India. That doesn't mean this brand is small. This is one of the greatest brand, and they are ranking, specifically talking about SEO. I'm not talking about anything else, right? So from a SEO perspective, I'm just discussing it. So understand from a SEO perspective only, right? I'm not discussing about paid or anything else, right? So here, as you can see on my screen, I have compared, I have picked here India, right? And here desktop first, we will compare this desktop first. And after picking this desktop first, like we have like here root domains like this domain, and this domain. I have just compared it, right? Here you can see Nykaa is ranking on almost 323k keywords, right? And Sephora is basically ranking on 51k keywords, and Purple is basically ranking on 165k keywords. So it's a good number of keywords. All these brands are basically ranking, and you can here you can easily see all these comparisons and data available. If you will go down, right, here you can see if I am picking Nykaa as a primary domain, as a my brand, you can also put your brand here. You can put your competitor's name on others, or you can compare more brands also. Like here it is suggesting me Myntra also, Big Basket also, AGO also. Big won't compare with Big Basket, but Myntra I can compare, AGO I can compare, right? Tata Click I can compare. These are basically Indian brands, so definitely I can compare, right? And here you can see if Nykaa is my brand, like I am sharing almost 27k same keywords with these two brands. But where I am missing like some keywords, right? Here you can see, if you will click on this missing part, I maybe my performance is not good on these keywords, right? These are the keywords where I am basically lacking. So what I can do as a brand, if there is a possibility, I can work on these keywords also, right? Because Purple is already working on it, and other brand is already working on it, but Nykaa is not having strong presence on these specific keywords. So I can work on these keyword. I can check their intent, because there is options available for checking intent also, and on the basis of that I can pick some valuable keyword for me. But before preparing any sort of sheet for your keyword research part, you have to understand all the intent, all the logic behind it, relevancy part, and you have to also understand how much time it will take for you to rank that specific keyword. And then you have to calculate your logics and everything, and on the basis of that you can basically definitely cover it. And then there is an untapped market. It is showing untapped keyword also, that is huge. Almost 57k keyword is basically untapped, and it is having, you can say, a potential, right? And so you can basically pick, and what you can do, you can export all these lists. What I used to do whenever I do keyword research, right, I always export my data on Excel sheet or on CSV file. I put all the information, and you can say I go through all these information and data, and then I put some filters on it. As you can see, filters are already available, so you can put some filters on it, and on the basis of these filters you can pick best keywords for you and for your business. Because as a businessman, you always understand what will work for you, and sometimes if you are unable to understand, these tools are available for you, SEMrush or in my first part, as I shared this keyword everywhere, because keyword everywhere is also giving me, see you here, you can see if I am going with makeup kit, right, and putting space bar, it is giving me a lot of insights like this is good. Best makeup kit in India, best makeup kit for beginners, brands, for ladies, for even, this is very much good keyword. As you can see, best makeup kit for oily skin, right? This is very much good keyword, or you can say profitable keyword. Why I'm saying profitable keyword, reason is if someone is having oily skin, he is a very much specific, right? His intent is very much clear, right? It's a long tail keyword, intent is very much clear, he's having oily skin, that's why he's searching for it, right? Or she is searching for it, right? So if someone have searched for it, you can easily see like all these popular brands are basically working on it, and they are trying to bring that. Even Nike is ranking here, right? And some other brand, definitely they must be also working, because it is showing some like it's a very much potential keyword, right? You can work on this, and with the help of this particular comparison tool, as I said, keyword gap tool, you can easily understand as a brand where you are lacking and what kind of lacking you have, right? And see, I have a lot of other information to share, but I know there are some other sessions also. So what I will do, I will take just 2 3 more minutes, and I will try to cover up, right? Here, see, if you are looking for more free option, what I will recommend you to go with keyword planner. Also, keyword planner is also very good if you are basically working on Google ads, right? So keyword planner will be very much valuable for you, and you can get all the insights and information. You just need to do, here you can keyword ideas, just click on it, right? And if you are looking to know more about on which keywords Nike is basically doing some sort of activities, although this tool is giving some information about paid marketing also, not about all about organic, because it is taking most of the data from paid sources. So what I did, I put some keywords here, right? Put it the brand name and just clicked on get result. It's a keyword planner. You can also search on YouTube also. I have put it 1 or 2 videos related to keyword research part. It is having long video, 1 or 2 hour long video, where I have shared a lot of information about keyword research. So you will search keyword research by Pranav Jha, you will get that video, right? Here you can clearly see, like if we are searching makeup kit and beauty products and you are putting the brand name, it is giving good information, good data, and all these refined keywords options I have shared in that video also. Why I'm not covering this, because time is lacking, and I have shared covered most of the aspects. So guys, if you are looking for paid options, you go with keyword everywhere and SEMrush, if you and href also. And if you are going with free option, keyword planner is best option available. Keyword surfer is also very much good, and there are some other sources also available that you can basically understand it, right? And just 2 or 3 slides are basically like remaining, so just trying to finish as soon as I can. So whenever you have picked your keywords, right, you have picked your keyword, you have picked your information, what you have to do, you have to place your keyword, because whenever you will search, you will see keyword is basically available in your URL. Try to put it, don't like push it, but if it's if it's possible, definitely try to bring your keyword. If it is having good search volume, bring in your URL also, right? And title and description is good from a CTR perspective or clicking perspective. It's not a basically a ranking factor, but still it helps in getting better click, right? Then keyword placement in e-commerce website, if you are basically working on your product pages or on your category pages, whenever you see any specific page is ranking, you will always see they have used that specific keyword in their URL. I'm not saying to stuff it, but use it in a best way, right? Best way in the sense, you can put the name of image with the help of your keyword name, some product name, right? Some information. There is a FAQ sections available on a lot of e-commerce pages, so you can put all this information and data over there, right? And here, as I compared 3 brands, so I have shared some informations also. See, this information that you are seeing is basically overall this brand is doing excellent SEO. Sephora, right? They are doing great SEO. But if you compare with Indians, Nika, I will go with Nika and Purple, because their presence is a bit less in India. But overall, if you go with overseas data and everything, you will find they are ranking on good number of keywords, and their authority is also very much good, right? So these three brands I have already compared, and these are the tools some I have mentioned, like Keyword Planner, Keyword Everywhere, Same Scoop. Same Scoop is also good. I have used it, so I will definitely recommend you to go with Same Scoop, and it will definitely gives you good insights and idea. And SEMrush I have already shared, right? And that's it. If you have any sort of queries and questions, definitely you can write me down on hello@pranavjha.com. And apart from that, best way to reach out to me if any queries or questions, like maybe some queries and inputs are not clear to you, you can connect me on LinkedIn also. I'm bit active on LinkedIn. Definitely I will connect with you guys for queries and questions, right? So hopefully it, and rest, let me know if it is yeah, that's it from my end. Hopefully I have added some sort of value to your knowledge, and it was. And if someone is looking for basically this PPT and presentation, I will share with SEO work team, and they will share with you guys, right? So yeah, this is it from my end, and we can move ahead, right? I will wait for
It,
team.
it, it it
And
was great, yes, and everyone, we will share the presentation and the link for record of Pranav with you. So follow us and stay with us. And Pranav, we have a few questions, but
yeah,
I want you answer them in the end of conference because we have a timing and we should jump to our next speaker now.
yeah,
So thank you and
thank you
stay
so
with
much.
us, please. Yes, we have questions for you from our listeners. So, guys, and now I want to introduce our next speaker, George, my colleague. George is a ecom expert with a great experience. And today, George will speak about different type of content and how content affect your ranking and how you may measure it. So, George, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Violetta, and thank you very much, Pranav. It was very interesting. I haven't heard about keyword research so deeply, but I see that it is very important for SEO. Now I'm sharing my screen, and let me just check it. My presentation is about e-commerces and how to measure any types of content impact on the visibility and how it can help you in your SEO and product management and marketing in general. Well, let's move ahead. Well, before we start, we just launched on Product Hunt yesterday, so I will be very grateful if you upvote our platform. It's very important for us, and we'll be very grateful for that. And a few words about myself. More than 15 years in digital marketing. Now we work with many huge marketplaces all over the world, from AliExpress to Farfetch, Flipkart, Noon. You may know them, I guess. And at this moment, we deliver them information about their recent and current workflow impact on their search traffic share, on their content impact on their search traffic share, and many more things. I will try to explain how it works. A few words about our company. We have more than 70 employees already and more than 200 B2B customers. Most of them are giant e-commerces, like I've mentioned already: Amazon, Flipkart, AliExpress, Ozone, many of them. So, and we provide information not only for giants but also for small and medium e-commerces. So if you run e-commerce, you can be our customer as well. And I'll try to move forward. And the main reason I'm delivering the information is that when you run e-commerce, and just imagine, Pranav mentioned that some of e-commerces are ranked with 15,000 keywords. Some of them are ranked with 50,000 keywords, and the number of keywords always depends on the product catalog structure. And just imagine, when you running giant e-commerce, you have thousands and thousands of products in your catalog list, and each of products has its own keywords. Just imagine iPhone, buy iPhone, Samsung, buy Samsung, Samsung with delivery. Each of your product has its own keyword. So when you, and not only the keywords but also the content, and there is so much work to work with, and you never know how to prioritize your workflow, where is the most potential, and how to dig it out. So how to quantitatively measure your current workflow, how understand where is the biggest, the highest potential. So this is the main issue. You have thousands and thousands of pages with various types of content, and generally, to understand what exactly works and what doesn't work, you have to understand very many sources of information, and it can be data from Google Analytics about your users' behavior, for example, Google Search Console about your website behavior, Ahrefs about your backlinks. You have to know everything about your content linked to your current site structure, and it becomes impossible or very hard to create those data sheets. And after you have all this data linked to just one window, you can, or dashboard, never mind, you can get out the insights to improve your site performance. So it's important to analyze all of this data, and every SEO, and not only SEO manager, can use it also. And how it can help us, for example. Let's just imagine that, not imagine, just remember that you have some pages, and basically these are product cart pages and some listing pages. Maybe there are categories pages, for example, or other types of them. And all of these types of pages, and in this particular case we'll speak about product cart pages, have different types of content on them. There can be some photos, for example, there can be price, some descriptions, maybe some characteristics, maybe some UGC content also, or any other media content. So it's important to understand, is it necessary to add, for example, photos, or is it necessary to add prices on your product cart pages? Of course, we can say that basically yes, but importance is in understanding the impact of each type of content on your particular website performance, because every website is a unique and on not only the website but also the category where this particular website acts, and it can be different types of behavior from your customers. Some of them need video, some of them need just characteristics, for example. But where to concentrate your team performance, your SEO team performance, or product team performance, never mind. And to understand it, you have to measure everything. You have to control on your product cart pages in this particular case. And for example, some of your products may have different number of characteristics. Maybe it was hard to add all of them. Maybe there were some other reasons. Maybe you just thought about UX or UI, never mind. But sometimes we can see that even in the same category, the same products on different websites has different number of characteristics in this case. And the case is to measure, is it important to add all of them, or we can just add a few of them, the most important ones, for example, the weight, the sizes, or something like this. And measurement can look like this. We divided our pages. This is Sam's Club, one of the biggest e-commerces, and I've combined some different websites just in order to deliver the data. And this case is about different number of characteristics on a product cart pages. We can see that some of them have more than 5 characteristics, some of them has only less than 3, for example, and some of them are in a range between 3 and 5. And in this case, we can say that 3 or 5 characteristics is enough to get the highest visibility. So maybe in this particular case, users' behavior is more concentrated on videos, for example, or on photos, and they are just not thinking about characteristics. But in opposite case, sometimes, for example, when you sell some furnitures and your wife just need to know the size of the bed, and if you don't provide her with the characteristics, the sizes of this bed, she will never buy it. Even if you provide her with videos, with photos, she'll just never understand, is it fitted to her bedroom or not. So it's important to understand in each particular case what exactly drives your performance. And sometimes it can be different things. We can see that some of our products may be available or not, and it's also can be measured. Sometimes we need to get to add some unavailable products on our listings, and in this case it can add some value for our listings. But when we speak in terms of product cart pages, it's important to keep them available. But you never know the quantitative measurement about that. And for example, we just can compare the visibility, which is search traffic share of product cart pages that are available and opposite that are not available. And well, we can see that some of our product pages are in stock, and they get about 22% of search traffic share, and others opposite that are out of stock perform almost 2 times lower. Mercado Libre is one of the biggest latent marketplaces. So in this particular case, they have to remove products that are out of stock, just out from the index. So it's important to track it. And if you can manage keeping your products in stock, it will add you higher visibility, higher search traffic, and sales, of course. And I'll share you with some more the same manner experiments, and it can be different things. For example, in this case, some of our products has different number of photos. Some of them has less than 5 photos, in a range between 1 and 3. Some of them has more than 3 photos, 4 and 5 photos, and some of them can have more. But in this particular case, we saw that only 2 options are available. Only them we can measure, and It's also possible, and it can be measured. That was far-fetched, and some of the pages that have more than 3 photos, 4 and 5 photos, rank 50% higher than those who has less than 4 photos. So it's important to add more photos as you can. In this particular case, I can understand why it's true. Farfetch is a fashion marketplace, and mm, when your wife or you particularly want to buy a shirt maybe, or anything else, you want to understand how it looks like, and is it suit for you or not. So it's important to add not the characteristics but photos. And why it's important, of course, in getting higher visibility, search traffic share, but also you always think about your costs. Is it important to add 5 photos, or is it important to add 10 photos? So the difference in content making and content management can be huge, and when you multiply it on the number of products, it can be really unacceptable for business, and business is always about return on investment. So when you think about content, you always think, is it worth it? Do you need to edit more and more, or sometimes you have to just remove it and get the higher visibility? So it's always the question of measurement. We call it measurement of costs business runs. So in terms of content making management, or it can be also in terms of any site improvements, for example, but that will be another presentation, I guess. Let's move on. And we tried to measure different types of content impact on the search traffic share, and we tried to understand, is video providing us with the higher visibility or not. Why? Because, well, the same thing I've explained when we trying to uh, deliver some more information about our products, we also providing us with additional costs, and creating videos can be huge costs for our budgets. And it's important to understand, do we have to add those videos or not? How um, how much additional value they add us? And we can measure it. We can see that some of our product cart pages are without any videos, just photos on them. Some of them are covered with videos. Maybe they were very interesting for us in terms of revenue generation, or they were just in other business reasons covered with videos. And this is Flipkart, and I think you have to know the Flipkart, and you can also take a look. Some of their product pages are covered with videos, some of them not. And we can say that yes, it's very important, because it doubles our search traffic share. So it doubles our potential customers, and maybe also revenue, but it's also a question about conversion rate. But the question now becomes, in measuring, is the cost for adding this video less than additional revenue that we get from adding this video? This is just a simple calculation, and it can be also delivered. And well, for SEO managers, it's important to have arguments with the board, or any their managers, for example, internal or external, never mind. But they always try to understand what exactly they get from their investments, and it's a pure way to deliver this to them, and becomes clear that I don't know. Maybe if the videos were very expensive, it will be not useful for business. But if the videos, for example, are provided by the manufacturer of the products, it's easy to add them, and you can, or maybe you can add just YouTube videos, and it also can help. It's a question for experiments, and you can test it and get additional search traffic share. And the same manner, just 3D and also Flipkart. And it can be, I don't know, different niches, maybe furniture, maybe some real estate, for example. In this case, I see it is electronic devices. We can see that there is no any 3D on washing machines, but there is some 3D on TV sets, as I understood. Yeah, it's a TV set. And we can say that um, it's important to add 3D, but I guess the manufacturer will not provide us with the 3D, so we have to create it ourselves. So it's important to understand if it is still business confirmed hypothesis that investing in 3D videos provide us with a higher visibility, higher search traffic share, and higher revenue, of course. So the same calculation, and if the answer is yes, we gain more than we spend on these 3Ds. We can scale it on our whole website, for example, or whole category. Never mind, and it can be just a question of analysis. Hope it is clear, and there will be opportunity to ask any questions in the end of the conference. Feel free, and you can measure anything. And we were measuring content we provide on the product cart pages, but some content can also be provided by our customers, and they rate our products, they leave their reviews, and sometimes the number of reviews is also important. And we have to understand if, for example, reviews impact our visibility, our search traffic share, we can I don't know, push our customers to leave these reviews, maybe provide them with a discount, maybe just push them, leave a review, please, or if you liked our service, leave a review. And these actions provide us with them. But when we need to do this, when the reviews seriously impact our visibility. And in this case, we can see at Costco, we can say that on Costco product cart pages, reviews providing 2 times higher search traffic share than product cart pages that are not covered with the reviews. So if it is cheap to push the customers to leave reviews, Costco has to do it, and it will double its visibility on the product cart pages. And if we remember, all of the, maybe not all of the conversions, but the huge part of the conversions is located on our product cart pages, and doubling their visibility will provide us with a higher revenue for sure. So it's important thing. And the next step, first of all of the presentation I've delivered was about binary understanding, yes or no, presence or absence of any type of content, reviews, videos, 3Ds, never mind. But we also, if we understood that yes, for example, photos, but in this case we see that there are reviews. We understood, first of all, on the previous slide, that yes, reviews are very important. So the next step is to understand when we have to stop pushing our customers to adding reviews. And we can say that the more reviews in this case, the better. And more than 30 reviews provide us even higher visibility. When we have just one or two or five, never mind. In this case, why it's important also, because sometimes we can say that yes, the higher amount of photos we add, the higher visibility, but it's also our costs, and we have to always be in our budgets, and our top management is always thinking about return on investments. Sometimes it costs nothing for us, but sometimes it's very high price, and we have to reduce it. So in this particular case, maybe it's not costs us anything, just pushing automatically our users to add those reviews. And we can say that yes, the number of reviews is important, and the more reviews we add, the better. But sometimes you have to just stop. Maybe you just find that 25 reviews providing you maybe not with the 24% of search traffic share, but with 22, and additional content will provide you just with the costs, not with additional revenue, or additional revenue will be less than additional costs. So it will become clear that sometimes you have to just stop adding some type of content on your pages. And the same things, but on the Flipkart. And we can say, well, for example, that was my idea on the previous slide, but we can say that some of our pages are covered with more than 1,000 reviews. But on the same hand, we can say that even 100 of reviews is enough to get 35% of visibility. 100 is 10 times less than 1,000, so it's 10 times easier to get this number of reviews, unless users leave their reviews without any pushing on popular products, for example, or somehow else. But anyway, we can say that the presence of reviews is still important, but the low number of reviews doesn't provide us with the high search traffic share, but at least 30 boosts our search traffic share, our visibility, and 100 is enough to get 35%. And speaking to product cart pages, 20% of search traffic share on product cart pages from keywords that Pranav helped you to research is enough to be top 2 or top 3 player in the niche, sometimes even top 1. But 35% is a high result, and you can be proud of it. So this is just a manner of measurement, and we think it's important to share it with you. And as I mentioned, anything we want, we can measure. Product cart pages are full of any types of content, and sometimes you have reviews, and sometimes you have ratings. People rate your product, and it also can be measured. And we can say that, for example, higher ratings provide us with a higher visibility. The highest is when we have 4.6 to 4.9. So, but the key idea on this slide is that when we have no rating at all, we have the worst visibility. Well, because maybe there are also they are not provided with the reviews, and the the second idea is that product cart pages with low ratings are ranking worse than product cart pages with a higher ratings. So for SEO managers, it can be a signal, for example, to just refresh it, remove an old version of the product cart page and renew it, and try to convince your customers to leave good reviews. Maybe the service was bad when they bought it, or something else. So just think about it and try to increase your reviews. And the most important thing for all of the SEO managers that every website is unique and every niche is unique, and the intent and the content customers try to find on your pages is always different. Sometimes they need reviews, sometimes they need videos, sometimes they need just characteristics, and that's all. And you can measure it. And sometimes business says that, hey guys, let's just make some discounts and get higher visibility. It's also possible to measure. And well, we can say that, for example, product cart pages without discounts, in this case, Office Max, also one of the biggest e-commerces in LATAM, shows us that product cart pages that are not covered with discounts ranking almost 2 times higher than opposite. So if it was a SEO reason to add those discounts, we can say that it's not necessary. Opposite, we have to remove it and get the higher visibility. So I'm finishing my presentation, and we researched lots of e-commerces all over the world, and this is a pyramid of importance of impact different types of content on the visibility of our pages. And of course, I can provide you with a presentation, and the organization will send it to you. But the richer product cart pages are, the higher their visibility. It's a basic for any e-commerces, but you have to concentrate on your customers first, and sometimes they need videos, sometimes they need UGC content, sometimes they need just characteristics. Always measure, because you have limited budgets, and you have to divide it and prioritize it in terms of getting higher visibility. Sometimes adding characteristics is 100 times cheaper than providing 3D or videos, and you can see that adding characteristics provides you with I don't know, 10% higher visibility, and it can be enough to get budgets for 3D videos from your top management. So and it's also can be arguments, and it's important to discuss it on the same language as top management or your customer, for example. Well, that's all. As I mentioned in the very beginning, it can be measured with gathering information from Google Analytics, Google Search Console, and creating your own dashboards, or our platform can provide it out of the box with measuring any type of content, any type of actions on any type of pages. And well, welcome if you have e-commerce, if you're running it, and if it has at least 50,000 monthly audience, we can help you for free testing our platform for a month. And it can be your own research. Maybe on your website it works something unexpected, and you are digging in not the right direction. That's all. Thank you very much. Some of our customers on this slide, and well, I've already explained, but if you need to contact, feel free, please check this QR or contact via my contacts on the next slide. Thank you very much, guys. I hope there are questions, and I'm ready to discuss at the end of our meeting. And hope Nick Casey following. And that's all. I'm done. Thank you.
Thanks, George. It was nice. It was interesting, and we have a few questions. The first one, but I guess you already answered. Which tool do you use to compare these metrics? These metrics, I guess,
we use
visibility of content.
Yeah, we use SEOWORK, of course, and we can measure, as I explained, the importance of any type of content, not only for visibility, but also for conversion rate. But I think it's a next step of our introduction. But yeah, thank you. It's a very good question.
Okay, thank you. And another questions, please guide the type of content for listing pages. Because today we were talking about product card pages, but you might explore the different types of content for listings, but we didn't speak about them today. I may offer you to follow our social nets, our blogs, and I think we will share this content soon. I mean, research for listings.
Not only, and basically we provided for each of our customers, and for example, the number of products on our listings can also be important. Sometimes we need just 5 photos and it's enough. Products, excuse me. Sometimes we need 50 to compete with huge marketplaces, for example, and sometimes we need more. So it's also a question of measurement.
Okay, and one more question. Is there any free I bought for the blog content?
I will say that it is not a good idea to use artificial intelligence in creating blog intros, because Google understands that it is not manually written, and with a 98% trust. So you have just 2% chance that your blog will be not banned. So you are risking to use it. I will, and you can also measure it. You can just measure if the AI content working or not. Am I frozen or Violeta?
And I believe now that's me right here.
I think Violeta is unfrozen now. You can.
I'm sorry. Looks like I had a problem with connection, and I saw another questions, but I'm not sure. Nick, did you start your presentation?
Nope, I was just like popped into the existence just a second ago.
Okay, so let's jump to your presentation then. And guys, let me introduce Nick Casey, product manager at Serpzilla, And Nick will provide us with the tips on how to build effective SEO strategy for ecom website. So Nick, you are welcome.
Thank you. And actually, a big thank you to all the speakers before me. I know that it's also hard to go the first. And their topics, their presentation were very inspiring. I want to make you a demonstration of my presentation. So can I have a presentation on my screen right now, please? Yep, thank you. So firstly, a quick introduction. My name is Nick, that's true. I'm product manager at Serpzilla. Right now, it's probably not relevant who we are. I will speak very briefly about what Serpzilla is. It is a very amazing marketplace for link building. So if you want to get high quality links, just in a few clicks with very little effort and to have quick results, Serpzilla is a place to go. But now not about our truly amazing product, Serpzilla.com. Right now, about our study. Oh, I missed a few clicks. Firstly, a bit about what this study is about and why the study is. Why does this study exist at all? So, firstly, we picked India as a really expanding market in terms of e-commerce, a very interesting, very on the rise. And after that, our head of product, a guy called Paul, did really amazing job. He was trying to answer a few questions. Firstly, when we're talking about keyword difficulty, like the previous guys before me, the speakers, they talked about that keyword can be very difficult, very competitive. But is it actually profitable? Is it good to try to rank with that keywords? How can you rank with that keywords? What keywords do you need to choose? And what the ratio between the difficulty of the keywords and its actual volume? Those were the questions, and Paul, my colleague, did a great job discovering all that stuff. Firstly, we picked a lot of keywords. It was 1 million of them. After that, we just sorted out all the trash, all the brand keywords, all the low frequency keywords. And after that, we got 230,000 of different keywords. And this is what we're gonna start with. We analyzed them, we did a lot of research on them, and now we can answer a lot of questions in terms of how can you use those keywords, what do you need to do to promote yourself in e-commerce niche. So firstly, we divided keywords by frequency. As you see, there are quite a few groups. There is a group 10 or less, 10 to 30, 30 to 100. I suppose you can see that. I will try to go very briefly because I have a lot of things to talk about. Like the research itself will be enough for me to talk until the end of this year. So I will try to pack it so you will have as much productive information as possible. So there are some groups, you know that right now. Let's go a bit deeper. Dependence between volume and keyword difficulty. So when we're talking about volume, it's basically popularity of the keywords. How frequent is the keyword asked from Google? And the keyword difficulty is basically how difficult it is to promote your keyword, the competitiveness of the keyword. And as you see, there is definitely a correlation. So the more popular the keyword is, the more difficult it is to promote yourself into it. Additionally, like a very small tip that we have on the screen right now, that the more frequent the keyword is, the more backlinks you need to rank it up. Now, this is a topic that we will expand on a bit later, because backlinking is our bread and butter. We know about that a lot, and we can share with you a lot about it. So frequency of the keywords. This is very interesting. Like a light blue is the frequency groups, and the dark blue is the traffic. So you can see that the majority of the keywords are very low frequent, but they also gather very little traffic. So when we're asking about, do we need to compete on high competitive keywords, the answer is definitely yes, because those keywords, this sweet few percent of very high competitive keywords, they will bring you the majority of the traffic to your website. So that's why we really need to compete for them. There are a lot of keywords with very low difficulty, 30 million of those, to be honest. This is keyword difficulty 10 and around that. And as you see, the more difficult the keyword is, the less keywords exist. So the additional question that we're gonna ask is, can we pick some kind of a sweet spot? Not too difficult, but not too easy. Good traffic, but not too much, not too less. This is something that we're gonna dive a little bit later. There are also a lot of unique keywords. And this is very interesting because 50,000 of unique keywords. Probably, if you're in some kind of a specific niche, or you have a very specific brand that you wish to promote, you can use unique to you keywords. And the reason why you need to do that is that they're very low competitive. So it will be easy for you to promote yourself using unique keywords. And at the end, we have a very expansive table. All the presentation will be available, so you'll be able to scroll through it to see a lot. So as you see, there are different groups of keywords. You could see dark green, light green, yellow, and red. Firstly, dark green. And this is our sweet spot. Those are very low competitive keywords, but very high volume. They are easy to promote, to be promoted by them, and they have a lot of good traffic. So those keywords do exist. You can hack a system, basically. You can find keywords that you will be able to be promoted by and to get a lot of traffic. Light green are also pretty good, in our opinion. Those are low competitiveness, but also low traffic. So naturally, you should start with dark green. But if you have time, firstly time, resources in terms of time, you can promote yourself by a lot of different low competitive keywords and to get a little traffic from each and every one to your website. And then comes the yellow part. Yellow part is something that we can't actually suggest to do, but it is up to you. It's middle difficulty, but really good traffic. So this is a sphere that you will need to compete. And red is actually not so wise to try to promote, because red, you see, is a very high competitive thing with very low traffic into it. And additionally, if there are some white colors, it's up to you, basically, because they are low frequent, low effort, but also low traffic. So it's up to you. If you have link building resources, you can promote even by those keywords. There are quite a few things that I can show, like the exact keywords, and also CPC. This is called cost per click. Difficulty, we ranking from 0 to 100. So as you see, we can promote different keywords using, for example, Google Ads, and the cost per click may vary, I could say. So once again, what we can do is we can try to hack the system, find some kind of a sweet spot to pick keywords that will be very effective, very popular, but not as much of expensive. So those are best ratio keywords in our opinion. Once again, it will be possible for you after the presentation to download it, to see all of the information, and actually to go to our blog at Serpzilla to check all the additional details. This is very surface level, very quick. So as you see, there are quite a few keywords that you can choose. They are not as difficult to be promoted by. They are low cost, but high volume. People want them. People Google them. This is very important. So this is our first topic and first set of conclusions. We want to target three most traffic groups: frequency of 50,000 and more, 10,000 to 50,000, and 1,000 to 5,000. Those three groups provide 65% of the whole traffic in this niche. So besides those three groups, the rest is not as sweet, not as important. The second place, two groups, 5,000 to 10,000 and 100 to 500. Their value is 22%. So for some reason, you don't want to compete with very high competitive keywords. You can target the second group, low frequency keywords, and you will still get 22% of the traffic. Depending on your marketplace, depending on your niche, this might be a win-win strategy. We recommend to pick keywords from those two groups and immediately add them to your semantic core. And our analysis shows that you need a lot of high-quality link building to rank with that keywords. This is something that we'll probably discuss a bit later once again. Let's study a bit about Google search in this specific niche in electronics. Let's first talk about the metrics, because as you see, there is a dependence between amount of keywords in top 5 and DR. DR, you probably heard of. This is domain rating from Ahrefs. We picked it because by our research, it is the most popular metric. It shows the trust of the domain. However, it is pretty similar to all the other metrics. So probably you prefer DA or trust flow. There are a lot of them. They're not directly comparable one-to-one, but they're very, very close. So remember that when we're talking about DR, we are pretty much talking about all the rest of the metrics, DA, trust, all the rest. So there is direct correlation between top 5 Google and DR. So when you go to top 5, your DR grows exponentially. In that case, we can see that all those websites, they have a really, really high quality link juice on them. There is also same dependence between traffic and DR. So the correlation is not direct, but as you see, it's pretty much the same. The more DR you get, the more traffic it will be, and vice versa. The more traffic you'll get, the more DR will be. Maybe non-dependence between traffic and the amount of domains referring to your website. So once again, it's pretty clear. It's actually more clear than before. Like, see that spike? It's actually pretty crazy. The more referral domains you get, the more traffic it will be on your website. The referral domains means traffic means DR, and DR means getting to top 5 of Google. So this is the narrative that we're going for right now. There is also dependence between the volume of the keywords, how often do we see them, and once again, the amount of referral domain. So the more high volume keywords you want to promote, the more basically the more referral domains you need, the more backlinks you need for them, and total of keywords and DR. So the most there is a little amount of search requests before 100, and the DR is around 30 to 35. So this specific result, 30 to 35, we can count as our first main point. The competitiveness in that thematic is very high, so you can start with mid-DR quality backlinks. So once again, giving some kind of conclusions, if you want to have more organic traffic on your website, you need to build high quality link building profile. And you need not only to do that, but to do it better than your competitors. Actually, how to analyze your competitors and how to be better than them is probably a topic of a whole additional webinar. So probably not today, sorry. So there is a graphics talking about distribution of domains by amount of keywords. This is how top 20 looks. So 42% of the websites, the majority of them, they have only one keyword in top 20, and around 39% have around 1 to 10 keywords. So in total, there are 75,000 different domains and 71,000 different URLs that are ranking up in Google top 20 by e-commerce, by electronics. And right now, we'll talk about how they're feeling themselves in top 20. Actually, give me a second. I want to take a sip of water. It's always good to keep yourself hydrated. I probably don't have enough time for that, but I'll do that anyway. So the majority of the URLs are different catalogs. It is important to acknowledge them, to work with them, to do them. The popular strategy is to make different selections of products, different groups of products that will be visible on your website, like phones for 15,000 rupees, best phones in India, the most popular phones, and making such groups, you'll be able to attract a lot of traffic. Some pages are using highly dynamic data to form those catalogs and different selections. Those dynamic data can be in title and other parts of the page. Many pages, many URLs have in India a phrase, and it is also always good to add those phrases if you're trying to promote on a specific region, on a specific geographics, because in that case you can actually avoid a lot of hiccups when doing link building. You don't need to search for Indian websites to promote Indian project. It is enough to put in India in all the keywords and on your pages, and it will naturally attract geographically specific traffic. So once again, the second amount of conclusions, we have the third part also awaiting us. While there are a lot of websites, only 3% of them are gathering the most traffic. It gives us idea about how this market is really competitive. A lot, too much, to be honest. The very important factor is that it will help you need to outperform your competitors, and to do that you need a once again backlinking profile. You can say that together at the end of the presentation, I believe, because this is a big topic in this presentation. Let's actually talk about this topic. Why not? We analyzed different types of backlinks that all the websites in the e-commerce niche use. We can actually divide backlinks by many, many different parameters. And firstly, there are do follow backlinks. There is a tag, do follow. And as you see, there are 3 columns with low traffic, medium traffic, high traffic. And to be honest, there is not much difference. It exists, to be honest, you see that, but it is not as much. On average, the percentage of do follow backlinks is around 82. So we suggest to do around 80% of them. All the rest can be no follow, sponsored, or something like that. Right here, we want to compare the amount of domains per one IP per one user, and as you see, once again, not as much of a difference here. Actually, this is that I wanted to talk about a lot more. Anchor types. There are quite a few anchors that you can do for your keywords. The most popular, usually text anchors. So this is basically when you're clicking a link and it can consist of a text. So the text anchors are 85% of the whole backlink profile. And it is, as you see, very, very, very narrow. It's pretty much the same from low to high amount of traffic. Oh, actually, I'm seeing the question. I will answer it a bit later if you're not against it, because we are going to the beginning to the end right now. There is also such anchors called images, because the image can be a clickable part, and it will be a link to your website. But such links are not as popular. We recommend to do them 13% from the majority of your link building profile. And as you see in the mid traffic category, they are less popular than in the low traffic category. So we probably don't want to target them. So a quick results. Percentage of do follow links, 80%. Type of anchor, text, definitely text, 85% of those. Images, not so much, 13%. And the main point is in the DR of your backlinking profile and the amount of such backlinks. Actually, that's it. Once again, what I talked about right now is something that you will be able to read on our blog with a lot of additional details. And if you're inspired to do backlinking right now to promote yourself with those sweet keywords that I've shown, you can go on SERPzilla.com, pick this specific promo code SZPower10, and you will have additional $10 to your $10. So if you add $10, you receive 10 more. So this is pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. And I believe that's it. And Neil Pachal, I see you have a question. Does social bookmarking help to bring traffic on the website? Social bookmarking is type of backlink, basically. So it's a free backlinking, and it does work. It does exist, and it naturally helps you. There is a problem with such type of backlinks, is that they are very limited of use. If there is a Facebook, you can do only as much of a free backlinks. If you, for example, want to add yourself to Google Maps, also as much backlinks. So naturally, if you want to have thousands of backlinks, if you want to compete for the sweetest keywords, in that case, you totally need to do paid backlinking. So this is pretty much unavoidable in many, many cases. What is the basic matrix we need to follow when creating high-quality backlinks? Actually, pretty interesting question. In this presentation, we talked a lot about DR, because DR is the metric that you want to use, because it resolves in the traffic. Traffic resolves in the pretty much all the rest of the stuff you saw in the presentation. However, the exact strategy depends from specialist to specialist. I actually want to brag a little bit about one specific case. We had a Vietnamese guy. He didn't give us permission to talk about his specific strategy, but we can talk that he had a specific strategy, some kind of a secret that he used on his websites. He promoted his websites with just paid backlinks for 3 months. And he went from very low traffic to about 1 million traffic per day. So it's right, like it's so crazy of a growth that I actually don't have enough vocabulary in my English to describe it to you. So while we suggest DR, different specialists have very different strategies to do. So we suggest you do some kind of experimentation to see what best suits for you. And you can start with competitive analysis to see what exactly your competitors do. Like take Ahrefs, for example, see what your competitors are, what's their link building profile, and after that, you can try to do the same but better. Thank you for that question once again. I'm actually not sure how many time do I have left, but the questions keep popping up. I will keep asking them. Why not? It's not like I'm seeing a timer. Kiran, sorry, actually, guys, if I'm mispronouncing your names. It's a bit tricky for me. Kiran Varanasi, I suppose Varanasi. The best strategy you use to get backlinks naturally. That actually depends on what you mean by naturally. Because different SEO specialists see naturality in many different stuff. The beauty is in the eyes of the observer. In that case, when I'm talking about naturality, some kind of, it's a weird word, I can't pronounce it. What I want to do is I want to promote my keywords starting very slow. So if my backlinking profile is low, there are not much of a backlinks, I want to start adding, like, let's say 10 backlinks each day. After a few months, I can expand. I can add 100 links each day. After that, 500, something like that. In that case, in the eyes of the Google, the graphic will be very, very slow, very steady, and very natural. There won't be big and natural spikes. And this is usually a thing that we call naturality of a backlinking profile, when it grows slow and steady. How much does image submission help? Actually, each and every activity helps by its own way. So usually how the backlinking process works, SEO process as a whole. Firstly, you start with technical SEO. You do technical optimization on your website. After that, you go all over the web, doing all the free stuff that is possible. Image submissions, also actually a great thing to do. You're creating groups on Facebook. You're adding yourself on Google Maps, because there will be links to your website. You can add yourself on Wikipedia. a lot of things that you can do. LinkedIn group, all the social media, but eventually, those activities will end. And that's why all the big projects will eventually come to paid backlinks. Or they are already doing that. Probably already. Thank you once again. Actually, I want to help to the guys on the background. If I have any time left, please tell me that, type me that, because I'm feeling uncomfortable. I have a feeling that I'm doing too much.
Yannick, you have 5 more minutes. Just, I guess it's enough to answer questions, because I see there are 3 or 4 questions in the chat. So let's cover.
Okay, sure.
Cool.
I didn't hear what you were saying on the beginning. Unfortunately, my headphones were off, but I understand that what needs to be done. Let's go to the questions.
You have 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. Karate Shah. Which type of guest post sites we should avoid? Depends actually on what you're trying to achieve, on your exact niche, on your exact website. On average, what I would do if I were on your place, maybe. Firstly, spammy websites. There are such websites that exist only to sell guest posts, never mind their topic. I suggest avoiding them naturally because Google won't value such. Sorry, I was talking about spammy websites and something was in my throat. It's probably somehow related. So avoid spammy websites. Avoid websites that are hiding your guest posts. For example, this is something also that exists. Like you can see the websites, and if there are no paid guest posts on them right now, you don't see any paid guest posts, but you know that they're providing such guest posts. That means that they're probably hiding it, and it is not good for you because you want your article to be visible all the time, as long as possible. So this is probably 2 main things. Not 2 only things, but 2 main things. Thank you. Moving on. Does anyone knows the best social book marketing website for the traffic? Actually, to be honest, me personally, not a big expert in that kind of sphere, but I believe in the comment someone will be able to guide you. I suggest Serpzilla. Go to Serpzilla. All the backlinks just for you. Pravil Patel, not sure if my question covered earlier, and I would like to ask again. Actually, did you have a question earlier? I didn't see that. Can you repeat the question, please? If it's not too much trouble for you. Does the fellow guest posts work to enhance visibility in SERP? Yes, they do. This is the short answer. The long answer is that all the backlinking works. Guest post is just one of different types of activities that are in backlinking. So guest posts are on the expensier side because they usually require a lot of time, a lot of money, but they usually provide a lot of link juice if you pick the website correctly. Does stuffing keywords in SEO title is effective than actual post title? Actually, interesting question, and I'm not entirely sure that I can answer that correctly. This is more of a technical question. I'm myself more of a product manager guy. So actually, if you want, you can write me. You can write me somewhere on email, probably, or in technical support on Serpzilla, and we can contact, and I can give you additional detail on that kind of question. It looks very competent. It looks very delicate, and I'm feeling like I need some kind of additional expertise to answer that correctly. So sorry if I wasn't too specific for you. Actually, at the end, I want to say that we're gonna have a webinar very shortly, the 1st of December, and actually tomorrow we're also gonna have a webinar talking about Serpzilla. So guys, feel free to come to the system. Feel free to come to our YouTube channel to follow our webinars. So basically, that's it. Any additional questions, I will definitely answer at the end of this session. Oh, actually, one more thing. If I have time, and then if no one is dragging me away from the microphone, I feel like I have enough time. And I want to talk about our SEO challenge. You can go to challenge.serpzilla.com. I believe this is the URL. And it is a competition between different SEO specialists. A competition who can promote their keywords better. So you can add your keywords, start promoting them, and the better promotion, the more points you will get in the system, in the challenge itself. And the guy with the most points naturally wins. And there is a $3,000 prize pool. So basically, you can win money by doing your usual work, by ranking up your keywords. So this is challenge.serpzilla.com. Please go there and feel free to participate while it's still not too late. And actually, I think that's it.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. And I want to add that SEOWORK and Serpzilla, we provide a lot of activities, online, offline, challenges, and so on. And I would recommend you to follow us on LinkedIn, on social nets, and to get the news about those events from our feed. So, guys, if you have any questions, please write it in a chat. It could be questions to Pranav, George, Nick, and we will cover those questions after our next speaker. And it's a great pleasure for me to introduce you Himani Kankari, founder of Missive Digital, great SEO expert and awesome speaker. And she will give us some advices on how to prepare your SEO for 2023 year. So, Himani, you are welcome.
Hey, thank you so much. And it's a pleasure to be here. And of course, the audience has been so engaging, and the previous presentations were just brilliant. So, without any, a moment further, let me just share my screen. And in a moment, I'll be there. Just let me know if I am able to share my screen. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we know my topic is e-commerce SEO, how to prepare for 2023. And honestly, before I could introduce myself, I think today's most important topic is all about e-commerce SEO, right? So I would not waste time in introducing myself. So yeah, so since childhood we have seen our parents are like too motivating us that hey, you can do this, you can do that, you can do everything, you can change the world. That's what our parents are like. And honestly speaking, when the moment we feel like yes, we have done a lot of work, we have done so many changes on the website, we have strategized so wonderfully, we have gained so amazing backlinks, so this is the time when we are going to change the world as SEOs, right? But then what happens is there's a problem. The problem is whenever we want to change the world, this happens. And then this, again this, and of course this. So there's no end to this. Like since a few months in 2022, we have seen almost every week there was Google algorithm update, and there were a lot of product feature updates that the Google has rolled out, right? So now that we know, so there is one thing that I wanted to highlight is that this time it's not just Google that is changing, but it's the entire world that is actually changing. So for the obvious reasons, of course, and those reasons is making things more worse for businesses, for people, everyone, right? So like we have seen recent inflation and recession, in the entire year, especially if we talk about say UK, right? So UK declared its annual inflation rate at 11.1% till October 2022, which was like highest in the last 41 years, and which was 1% higher than in September, which means UK actually saw a huge difference of inflation rate in just 2 months. And now we talk about say US, right? So in US as well, that since 2012, it's like since 2012 they have seen the inflation rate going high in 2021, and then this was again the year where they have exceeded in the inflation rates, right? So looking at all of these things, that we know that inflation is all around the world, and that is pretty much affecting consumer spending. Let me take you to a few stats there. So number one thing is that now people are investing more on essentials and not experiences. Yes, that's true. Look at the graphic. I mean, it talks about that. People have spent more on groceries. They spent less on experiences. They even have started saving more of income. As considering that for the safety purposes for the future, right? And say even we look at the recent stats on the say May 2022, where US adults say that they have seen the inflation is impacting their spending on say dining out, clothing, toys, hobbies, gifts. I mean, all the most topmost categories that have been fruitful for so many years now, right? So it's like that the categories, the topmost categories that were generating great results, great revenue, now they are also being affected. So that's pretty much that. Looking at all of these things, I also looked into the Amazon Prime's early access sale in October 2022, and we have seen that compared to July, it was 25% down in terms of gross merchandise value. And even around 80% of early access shoppers said the inflation impacted their choices. Of course, people have bought those things which they felt that, okay, these are the things are at the best prices since long, and that's how they have bought it. It's not something that, they have bought it just because they wanted it. They bought it because it was on the highest discounted rates. All of these things with consumer spending changing, it is now going to affect the client budgets, the biggest pain that we are going to have. It's something that now we know that client budgets are changing. It's something now we have to focus on, that change our mindset. Why change our mindset? It's like since we have started doing e-commerce SEO, the business owners who have started their e-commerce business, they were first focusing on, the moment they launch their website, they are into like, okay, we are going to go 2x, we are going to go 5x, we are going to go 10x in say 2 years, 5 years, whatever their goals are. So the number one goal that they had with them is grow. Yes, we used to focus a lot on growth, but now we have to shift our mindset from growth to sustainability. Why sustainability? Because if we are not going to sustain in 2023, it is going to have really hard time there. So, of course, now we know that we are going to focus on sustainability. Let's focus and let's plan for e-commerce SEO in 2023. So number one thing that we have to do is check if we can work on a product or shipping pricing. Let me tell you, a lot of people, because consumer spending has gone really down, it has become really important for business owners. Even as marketers, it's our responsibility to discuss this thing with our clients as well, that this is how it is happening in the industry. So this is how you have to also look into it. You have to see that if we can make some edits so that at least we can sustain in terms of say numbers, or maybe if we can sustain our revenue that we had last year, the number of sales that we did last year, So even if we want to just sustain the numbers, we would need to make some edits so that consumers keep on buying our products. Of course, we know that essentials would be the highest priority, but still, we cannot just give up. Yeah. So we can talk to them, like we, there are, one of our customers, they, bet on free delivery, actually. So they, none of their competitors are, having this free delivery kind of thing, and our customer has it. So it's like, our customer was very much excited that, okay, let's promote this, that, we have that free delivery kind of thing. So this is very much important. Why? Because the audience are actually looking at you, they have been buying from you. So it becomes really important to play on the pricing front. So that's a later thing that, if you have discussed with your clients, they are ready to, do that thing or not, that's a different story. But as marketers, it's our responsibility to have a communication of this with the clients. Next is, we have to play on the strengths. The strengths are something, we monitor it, or we measure it on a different scale. What could be our strengths? The strengths could be, collections or products that converts the most. Yes, irrespective of the season, irrespective of the, months, or maybe irrespective of the change in the economic recession or inflation or even more demand or anything, right? There are products for some businesses that converts all across the year, right? So what we have to do is, we have to identify those products, and we have to make sure that we consistently maintain the conversion ratios, right? So you can look into your platform, you can get the report, sales by product report, and you can look into it, which all products are actually converting the most. In that case, what you can do is, when you identify those products or categories that performs the most, that converts the most, what we have to do is, we have to promote them aggressively. So we might have to do some more paid ads. Even we might have to do some influencer marketing campaigns and all of those things, right? Why? So that we reach to new audiences every time, and we also remind our existing customers that, okay, you can still buy this from us. Yeah. So that is one area. What another thing that we can do is, we need to put more social proof, right? So here, social proof, I don't just mean by embedding social media to our website, but also when people are searching for you online, you might be available, right, on Google search or something. So in that case also, when people see you on different platforms, on say Google, just like we have added this screenshot. So similarly, people will start trusting on you. Say for example, if you are a say restaurant, right? So if you are taking bookings online, and if you have this amazing review set up on your Google profile account, and in that case, people can see you, they can trust you with this particular point, right? So make sure that you build more trust, you build more authority, you build more loyalty on the products that are actually converting faster for you. Next strength is collections or products that recently started converting. So that might be the case. Of course, we have done, like say, years and years on, we have done SEO for some products. They have not picked up yet, but now in recent times, say in the last month or maybe last 2 months, we have started seeing some sales for those products which have now started getting good SEO results. So in that case, of course, we have to identify them, and we have to check that what all we can do with them, because they are the sweet spots, like because now they have started converting, we have to make sure we have to multiply their conversion rates, right? So they should be converting more, we should be getting more sales. And yeah, and for that purpose, of course, we have to look at some of the content marketing strategies that we can use. It could have, of course, the social media, paid ads, organic, of course there would be reels, that could be also PR mentions, any, I mean, we have covered that in the entire post of this, but this is just that I am, because the entire post was not able to be pasted over here. So I'm just recollecting with some of the points that we can do with the e-commerce content marketing. Yeah. So this is what we have to do aggressively, so that that products also reaches to maximum people, our target audience, that would be more interested in converting. So yeah, that was another strength. This is, one more strength that we would like to look at is collections or products that are ranking more than, I mean, of course, later than fifth position on the number one page on SERPs. So those are the pages or SERPs, I would say, that they hardly get attention. Of course, I would say that even below first position is something that people hardly look at it. But as we SEOs, we have to focus on pages that doesn't have they are not getting mileage. They have the opportunity, but they are not getting the mileage, right? In that cases, what we have to do is we have to look at competitors SERP results. Very important thing, because sometimes it happens that when you are for some queries, say you're ranking at sixth position, eighth position, or 10th position. In that cases, you can see that the competitors that are getting the early spots, the top spots, why they are getting it, how they are getting it, whether they are getting some extended posts, whether they are getting images below them, whether they are getting some FAQs below their SERPs or something like that. We have to identify, right? So if they are getting really enhanced rich snippets, we have to make sure that we also get it. So of course, for that we have to check that what are the available SERPs there, SERP features there on Google, and then we have to optimize for them. Next is, of course, this is one more, there was this featured snippet, of course, that's my personal favorite. But yes, there is this another sub feature that is available. And this is, the Google is fetching from Google Merchant Center and even from your product pages as well. So you can make sure that if such features are available, these are going to be really, they are going to drive more CTR, and hence we have to check and we have to make sure that our products, which are already on page one, they have the opportunity to rank on, such sub features. So we have to optimize them for such features. Another strength is, of course, we have to, for particular this strength itself, what we have to do is we have to be present on third-party sites as well. Say, for example, sometimes we have seen people coming up with a question that whether we should, have our own website or we should market on marketplaces. Honestly speaking, if you have less budget, then you just play on your website. But say if you have budgets that you can, compromise on the, commissions that these marketplaces take, in that cases, you definitely need to be on the marketplaces. Why? Because their authority is high. They rank much better, compared to the our websites or niche websites, of course. So for that purpose also, we have to be there on the marketplaces. In such cases, we have to plan our pricing accordingly, so we can manage the commission rates that these marketplaces take, right? So in short, that whenever someone searches for queries where we should be present, but in case we are not present, if there are marketplaces or maybe there are other platforms available on SERP's first page, we have to be there no matter what. Another strength could be collections or products ranking at greater than 10 and less than 20 positions. Why? Because they are, really good pages. That's why they are there on page two itself, right? If they were amazing, they were brilliant, they would have been on page one. But if say they are on page two, of course, they have the ability to be on the page one, right? So in that cases, what we have to do is we have to, check the search console, and we have to filter them out, and we have to identify the relevant queries, and we have to optimize those pages, those category and product pages for those relevant queries. And in such cases, we have to also, build more internal links, contextual internal links, of course, and some backlinks as well, so that those pages would get more boost and we will be there on page one. Of course, we have learned about a lot on, from Pranav about keyword research. We have learned about, content from George, and we have learned about links from Nick. Yeah. So you know that, what bunch of everything that you can combine, and you can make sure that the page two ranking pages come to page one. Next is, of course, we have to, as I already explained about you, is the contextual internal links. I'll skip that. And of course, as I said that, the third party sites for the same queries, like earlier we saw marketplaces, there could be Pinterest as well, as you can see on the screen over here. So if there are Pinterest that are ranking, on the queries that you target, you have to make sure that your result should be ranking on Pinterest for this. Yeah. So that's all on the strengths, right? Next is to identify the low hanging fruits. We have seen, we have heard, we have attended a lot of conferences, a lot of talks around, low hanging fruits, identifying low hanging fruits, keywords, right? But here I'm not going to talk about queries, keywords, or all of those things, but I'm going to identify the low hanging fruits that are available over the entire website, right? So there could be pages with high traffic but less conversions. Yes, a very important thing. Most of the time, most of the people and most of the customers that come to us as, leads, as inquiries, they have this one query that, they have good amount of traffic. They have like 1 million organic traffic, but the issue is the conversions, right? So in such cases, what happens is that that is the low hanging fruit. Why? Because you already have traffic, which means you already have ranks, you already have, great visibility. It's just that people who land on your website doesn't convert. So that's where you have to look at the CRO tools. We have this by default for all of our clients. Any client that signs up with Missive, what we make sure is that they have to help us with the access, help us with the tool credentials of a CRO tool. Why? We want to make sure that any effort that we are making should be, user, should be based on what users are expecting in terms of navigation, in terms of speed, in terms of experience, in terms of engagement, right? So we make sure on that. So yeah, if you have great traffic and less conversions, definitely you need to look at the CRO tool. What other thing that you can do is you can check the mobile browsing. We have seen a couple of times with a lot of our customers that they have amazing core web vitals, but honestly speaking, when it comes to say when we see the CRO recordings and heat maps, we see that when people land on their mobile, they have some or the other issue. I mean, either they are not able to find the add to cart button, or maybe they are not able to find the filters, they are not able to find the search button. I mean, these are some really basic features that your e-commerce site needs to have, right? So for example, if I'm browsing a website on mobile, and if it doesn't have all of these features, of course I'm going to just be confused that, okay, what do I do? I mean, I'm not able to find, I'm not able to reach to a place where I want, right? So in that case, you can check the mobile, definitely mobile issues, whether they have such issues, whether they have this, filters, features or not. So this is what I shared with you about the add to cart button. Next is, of course, we have to identify why they are leaving the page without converting, right? Like I said, that it could be anything, right? It could be that they are not able to find the product that they are looking at. Maybe the page is taking too much time to load for them, right? It's not something that, for example, you have passed the core web vital scores and, your speed would be amazing. No, it's not like that. In some areas, there are still, internet issues happen. In that case also, we have to make sure that, the page should be loading in, like, say, microseconds. Another thing is that, does the page look clean to help users make decision faster? Of course, say when people come to make a decision about, say, for example, a cake, right? If a person is looking to decide on the cake, so everything that needs to be there for that helps them to make a decision, that should be on the screen in just one scroll, not even more than that, because that will impact their engagement, their experience. So yes, that was one, low hanging fruit. Another is that pages with high search volume, high impressions, but fewer clicks. Look at this. I mean, we have some really great impressions in the last 28 days, but that is not at all driving, enough number of clicks. So that is where we can look at that is where we can identify those pages and we can optimize them for better clicks. And that, to optimize for better clicks, we should be optimizing the SEO tags, definitely, because in such cases, what happens is, how impactful your title tag, how impactful your meta description, how impactful your H1 is. Sometimes Google picks H1 as the title tag, so of course that matters the most. So yeah, so I mean, you have to optimize the SEO tags, and sometimes it is also possible that, if you make some edits in your structured data, I mean, schema tag that you've added for your product or category, in that case as well, if you make minor edits, like if you say add free delivery, maybe there are chances that we start getting more clicks, right? So that is on the, optimizing on the SEO tags and of course the structured data. What other thing that you can do is you can optimize the content for available SERP features. Like I said earlier, that it is very much important that you look at what search features are there for the relevant queries, the queries that have really great search volume but fewer clicks. We have seen a lot of studies earlier that when you say when you achieve a featured snippet, or when you have, say, your answer featured in people also ask section, in such cases what happens is that there are no clicks, or maybe zero clicks, or maybe there are less clicks. So that is possible, but that doesn't mean that you should not optimize for such serve features. Why? Because at least that is helping you with the branding, right? People are looking at your URL, people are looking at your feature, the snippet that you've got, so everything, so people will remember it. So that doesn't mean that if, say, you have zero clicks, that doesn't mean that you can skip the serve features. No, that should not be the case. Another low-hanging fruit could be pages that dropped the clicks recently. I mean, currently I've also looked into this 28 days itself, but you can also look into the last 7 days as well. We usually look into last 7 days as well because we have made some changes and we monitor it almost every week. I'm going to cover that as well in the coming session. So yeah, so you have to make sure that the clicks that have been fallen recently, those are the quite easy quick wins that you can catch up with. You can check, you can reverse engineer what had happened, what queries have seen such downfall in the clicks, and you can optimize your pages accordingly. Say if your competitors have ranked better, how you can steal those. Say if you have lost the top serve features, you have to optimize them again. You have to build some internal links, some backlinks, and then you will be there. Check if the relevant queries have dropped the clicks. Yes, the most important thing. Most of the time, what happens is if we see the drop in the clicks, we are like, oh God, we have lost the traffic. Even, the clients get furious that, hey, we have lost the traffic, this, that. In such cases, we have to showcase, we have to check that whether the relevant queries have dropped the clicks. Very important. Sometimes there are, unnecessarily Google might have picked up our page, considering some perspectives, and they have started showcasing our results on the irrelevant queries. That might happen, of course. Google's are also bot, right? So they can make mistakes. So mistakenly, they might have showcased us somewhere, and now they have taken it back, right? So in that case, you don't need to panic if the clicks are gone down. You have to make sure that if and only if relevant queries have dropped the clicks, right? And next is check if you need SEO tag optimization. Yes, of course, like I said earlier, that if we have to look at, if we have to increase the clicks, we have to be making sure that our snippets look really appealing to the audiences so that they can click faster and more. So yeah, that was all on the low-hanging fruit. And now we are here to talk about check who converts more, where, and how. Very important. Audience is the key part of our SEO strategy or any marketing strategy. Even if you have used all the relevant queries, if you have optimized all the pages, but if you are not talking to the right audience, you are never going to have conversions. And if there are no conversions, how are you going to make sure that you are going to sustain in this industry, right? So yeah, so let's look at this. That yeah, number one thing that we have to look at is demographics. Yes, who converts more, right, on your website, whether it is female, whether it is male, and if if even if they are of any gender, what age that they belong to, right? It is very important because when you know the age, the demographics, what you can do is you can design your website accordingly. The colors, the theme that they would find it appealing, the type of content, the type of topics. One of my team members, I remember, we are working on a jewelry e-commerce brand, and considering the buyer's persona that we had, and one of the team members instantly came to me and he was like that, hey, we can target the topics that are trending, the topics where some really well-known rappers are wearing those jewelry, and we can cover those topics. And I was like, wow, that's a brilliant idea. So yes, that kind of thing that can help. So knowing your audience matters the most. Why? Because you can make sure that you have better conversions. Next is location. Very, very important. I don't think that we need to emphasize a lot here because we all know that how it matters, whether when we want to rank, say, in US, whether we want to rank in UK, whether we want to rank in India, right? So location matters the most. And honestly, there was one person recently asking me a question that whether we can rank just in a specific region within a country or something like that. And I asked them that no, Search Console, it's not that easy to rank through just Search Console. It's something that you have to make, you have to implement the localization on your website, and that's how you can make sure that you rank for that particular regions, right? So you can choose your queries and topics according to the locations that you are targeting. Next is device. Very, very important. Why? Because like I said, that when people are, say, converting more from mobile, and if the mobile doesn't have those features that we talked about, you're going to have really hard time. So this is where you will be able to know that where on which device people are there most of the time. So that will help you to plan your pages better, and plan your navigation better. So very important. And if you have better design, and if you can manage the speed on mobile, and considering the device that they follow, it will be brilliant. Next is new versus returning customers. Very, very important. Why? Because the queries that you choose will define whether the audience are coming new or returning. Yeah, sometimes it happens that, say, for example, if I'm searching for, say, how to decide dog food, right? So in that case, maybe I'm just a new person. I just have my new pet at my home, and I'm looking for some inspiration, right? I'm just looking to gain the knowledge. And there might be some that, okay, should I go for wet food or dry food, right, for my dog? So that becomes that, there are chances that you will get more returning visitors in that query compared to the new ones, right? So in such cases, you have to make sure that you look into it carefully, you look into it periodically to make sure that you optimize, you can optimize your strategy, you can strategize your SEO better, right? So that's how you need to look at who converts more, where, and how, right? So that was all on that part, and let's move on to remarketing SEO. I wanted to bring this into notice because I have already talked about a few things about remarketing SEO in our previous slides, but let me introduce you to this over here, which was the session that I delivered in October at Brighton SEO, one of the largest SEO conferences, right? So what remarketing SEO means is it's all about being visible every time your audience searches for you on search, right? So whenever someone searches for you on search, you have to be there. Whether it is your domain or not, doesn't matter, right? So it's an approach in your SEO strategy to help you build visitors' trust so that they convert. As we know that it's all about sustainability. If we want to sustain, we have to build the trust. And that's how remarketing SEO builds brand loyalty. And I've already covered about a few things. People, of course, people search with specific intent. When they search with specific intent, they have their own specific reading intent as well, that why would I read this content. Also, they have platform compatibility as well. Like for some queries, we already saw that marketplaces were listing, Pinterest was listing on search, right? So of course, they have some platform compatibility as well, right? So I mean, if Pinterest does not support SERP compatibility, right? So there might be a chance that people miss out on going to Pinterest. But because Pinterest is wonderfully, architectured for SEO, so of course that becomes more sense for SEOs to target that platform to drive more traffic organically. Next is presence on SERPs. Yes, you have to be there, whether it is on branded keywords or non-branded queries, anything doesn't matter. And of course, the performance analysis of the remarketing SEO. Yes, how can you do the performance analysis of the remarketing SEO? It's something that you have to look into that new versus returning visitors constantly, so that you can understand whether you are reaching to more people again and again or not. Because that will the more people will remember you, the more people will come to you, it will help them more with faster conversions, right? So that's about the deck that I had prepared for Brighton SEO. Here is the link. You can go and check out that, and you can learn about the entire concept of how you can do remarketing SEO for your e-commerce client. And of course, coming back to monitoring every week, month, quarter. For e-commerce, this matters the most. Why? Because if there was the sale drop in, say, second week of November, you have to make sure that it picks up in the third week of November, right? So that is the reason why it becomes really important for us to make sure that we monitor every week, every month, every quarter. Honestly speaking, if you are not monitoring e-commerce on a regular basis, I think you should start doing it right away. And of course, you have to also look at, what performs better. Like, there are many search engines, of course. People say that Google is the best. Yes, I agree. But we cannot ignore the growth that we get from other search engines as well, right? So we don't have to skip that. We have to look at them. We have to see whether we can optimize for them, how we can make sure that we optimize for them. There are many webmaster tools available for such, Bing, Yahoo as well. So even Baidu, if you're, targeting Chinese audiences. So yeah, I mean, it's important to you monitor it, that which performs better and what performs better. It's just that after doing all of these things, you just have to remember one thing, which is that if the client sustains in the market, you will sustain the project. Of course, what we all do, even say if you're a freelancer, if you're a consultant, or you're an agency like us, right? What we do is we have to make sure that the client stick to us, right? No matter what. So for that also, we have to make sure that the client sustains in the market. And for that, you have to build your SEO strategy for sustainability more than growth today. So yeah, as I repeatedly told you, that 2023 is going to be the year of sustainability. And now, coming to my introduction, if you've not known me earlier, I've been into this industry for 12 plus years now. I've been speaking at various global events. Brighton is here, Meet Magento, SEMrush, even Serpzilla, SEO work, and even I have been writing, I've been sharing my experiences on various larger publishing sites like Search Engine Journal, ecom Kira, SEMrush, Search Engine Land, and many more. So if you have any questions, I'm open to answers. And in case I miss out your question, maybe you can reach out to me on Twitter and even on LinkedIn. I will be all open for the questions. Yeah, so I see a lot of questions. Oh, wow, we have Violeta. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone, for being
Thank you,
such nice.
Himani. Yeah, it was interesting. And there are a few questions in the chat. Yeah, you see, any technical SEO strategy to focus in particular for ecom sites?
I guess when it comes to say technical SEO strategy, what we have to first focus on the navigation. Very important, because most of the sites fail when they don't have the proper navigation. So in terms of technical, yes, how people move from one page to another, that matters the most. In that case, you might have to build a really great architecture. You have to build a really great internal linking structure, so that that can help you, help your audiences reach to the right page instantly without wasting any time further, right? So that is the main thing: architecture, internal linking structure, and of course, page speed, and then even, core web vitals is something that we have to look into it, and other things like, say, structured data, and yeah, the URLs that we decide on the categories or product pages. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Next question, how to solve canonical issues in ecom sites? I mean, generally same products in different sites have some type of content. Then how can you write unique content? Example, cell phones, books, laptops.
Yeah, in that cases, most of the time, what happens is if you have affiliate sites, of course, your product page would be linking it to the main site, right? In that cases, you can just put the canonicals there, and things can get sorted. But when it comes to say content is something that we really feel that you need to make sure that it differs on a little bit basis from the content that the main products are listed at, right? Say if the laptop is same, say HP laptop, the description is going to be same on the parent website, even on the marketplaces, and even on your website. It's just something that you have to mention it in your canonical, that this is the content that is taken purely from this website. So that will solve most of your problems.
Okay. And next question. Do we have to focus more on subcategory? No. Okay. Do we have to focus more on subcategory pages or main domain in e-commerce site?
Okay, so that's honestly speaking, that would have that, pretty common answer that it depends, but it depends on your queries. Say when you are doing the keyword research, clustering, and all of those things, in that, process itself, you will come to know that, okay, this can have a separate category. Maybe main categories, you can identify main categories which are on the broader scale, which are mostly the ones that have the highest keyword search volume and even the difficulty, right? So in that case, you can identify the broad categories, and then you can decide that, okay, in, say, for example, let me give you an example of our own client. Like, they have this birthday cakes, right? In birthday cakes, there can be multiple subcategories, right? Birthday for women, birthday for men, so birthday for boys, but 20th birthday, 17th birthday, it could be anything, right? So depending on the keyword clustering, the keyword research that you do, that will help you identify whether you should go for main category page for this particular set of keywords, or you need to have sub category pages. And yeah, I guess you
Okay.
also asked about that, what the focus should be on main domain or not. I would say that, it has to be balanced, but most of the time, make sure that more than homepage, most of the time, the pages that have, really less keyword difficulty, or, the pages that converts the most are the category pages, right? So category pages, subcategory pages, you can optimize more so that conversions can happen through them, because if there will be home page, what happens is, or main domain, what happens is that people can get distracted, and when they distract, they will leave the site, they will not convert. So there might be possible that, you have to shift your focus to categories at that point in time, but make sure you look it into the CRO tool.
Okay, so next question. Is there any specific rule to add breadcrumbs into the all pages?
No, not required. It's just that if you have two or three categories, subcategories, I guess in that case, it makes more sense to add the breadcrumbs. Otherwise, it will be too long. Like, say you have subcategories, 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 then it will be too long breadcrumbs. So you can, avoid having that particular.
Okay, the next one. How to decide the 8% minimum for the website to do backlinks?
Honestly speaking, this is the question that I get almost every day from my team members. And it's like, I always ask them that, DA is just one metric, which is not necessarily followed by Google, right? Of course. So what we have to do is how much popular that website is. How we can identify that is we have to see their organic traffic. So, sometimes we have seen that there are sites that have like really brilliant DA. They have 60, 70 DA, but their organic traffic is just 500, which means that website is just built for building links and not providing value. So those websites that are not here to provide value, we should stay away from there. So look at DA, you look at spam score, and you also look at the organic traffic of their website. Very important.
Okay, the next one. Any specific link building activity for e-commerce website?
Honestly, it's very critical, Rakshit. It's like, 2 years ago, I used to tell in conferences for e-commerce that, there are hardly any link building activities. And today it is still true. So what you can do is maybe you invest in PR activities, you invest in blogger outreach, you can invest with influencers who can, mention you somewhere in their, pages that are crawlable and indexable by Google. In such cases, you can try and build the links. Otherwise, it's just that maybe there might be some marketplaces or some small business listing sites, I believe. Otherwise, it's like, it becomes really difficult because people will be, having a lot of directory sites, social bookmarking sites, but those are not going to provide value to the e-commerce business. Because when it comes to e-commerce, the audience will rely completely on what you are going to present on your website.
Okay, thanks. And the next question, is listing your products on Google Merchant Platform and Facebook Marketplace will help to boost your sales?
Well, that also depends on the niche of your website. Very important because, say, if your audience is not on Facebook, then there's no point in promoting there. And this can happen to many B2B businesses, B2B business owners and all of those people hardly, look into an ad or look into the shop, that Facebook shop that or Instagram shop that are there. So they hardly look into them and then convert. So depending on your niche, depending on the segment, depending on your industry, it becomes really important for you to understand whether your audiences are there or not. Google Merchant Center, very much important. Why? Because now it's like, you enrich your Google merchant listing there, and Google is picking that up, and Google ranks better. If you have really well articulated Google merchant listing, you can definitely rank better there. So there are chances that you will see the boost in sales. I'm not too sure about Facebook Marketplace because that will purely depend on your niche. Otherwise, it's just that we can have it for placement purposes.
Okay, cool. And guys, write in thank you in the chat. And another question. Image submission worked for e-commerce or not?
Well, that depends on how whom you are, outreaching to. And I mean, say for example, if I have to talk about, say, the same client in the birthday segment, right? If you have some recipes, right, you can send your recipes in an infographic or in a video formation or an image format, and you can send it to the people who are looking for some inspiration for their blogs, right? So in that cases, image submission works when you have to submit your images or your graphics to some genuine people and not on the general image submission sites. No, that is not going to help you. As I said earlier, that the value that the sites provide matters the most. If that image listing sites list all the images from all the segments, I don't see value from there.
Okay, thank you. Also, we have a few questions for our previous speakers, George and Pranav. I'm not sure. Guys, are you here? Are you with us? Hi,
Yeah.
George. Hi, Pranav.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have just a few questions and we may discuss, or maybe you will cover them by yourself. So the first one, I guess
Yeah.
it's, Pranav, it's for you. Best
Yeah.
makeup kit to buy online. What will be the intent for this?
So basically, you have mixed two intents, right? And there are a lot of ways to basically bring such keywords in rank. We can basically include in FAQs also, and it may become part of our content also while we are describing our product and information related to product. Right? So there are a lot of ways we can basically include this particular keyword, but it's not about keyword only. Google also consider different things when we are basically like mixing two different intents on two different places also. It also consider that part. So it's not about bringing complete keyword, because sometimes when we explore in Google or pages, we generally see there is a hardly any sort of keyword is available on that particular product or pages, but it's still ranking in Google. Reason is it is checking all the data and all the information, and on the basis of that it judges basically what exactly it is fulfilling. So that's what my suggestion will be, to basically you can include in FAQs, you can include on your page, or somehow you can also mention on different places as per the context.
I would say it could be a keyword for the list of different makeup tools. So you can give the customers opportunity to select if they want to get the best. They have to compare it to something else.
Hmm.
And it's definitely not a product keyword. Are you agree,
Yes.
Pranav?
Yeah, definitely, because
Also, I
it's
would like
somehow
to have
having. Yeah,
so
please.
sorry, so sorry, so sorry. Yeah, so I would
No.
like to add one more thing, that there are times that you feel that okay, this is a confusing query, and we might not have the real answer of what Google is understanding about this query, and whether it is actually the commercial or navigational kind of queries. So there is this tool, Keyword Insights. What that tool does is, when you put a bunch of key queries there, what they do is they will look at the top serves, and they will give you a bunch of, say, listing that, okay, for this particular query there are 7 articles that are listing on Google search, and there are only 3 category pages, which means that, of course, when it is article, the query has informational search intent, and when only 3 category pages, which means that it doesn't have that really high commercial intent queries. So we have seen that our assumptions and what comes out is really different. So that's why we have started using this tool. So I would highly recommend using this Keyword Insights tool for identifying the intent.
Okay, great. So the next question. How to target keyword if we use target keyword in a SEO title and not in a post title? Does it work?
What is
I
the
guess
difference
It's
between
it's
SEO
that
title and
question
post
was for
title?
you, yeah.
Post title is each one.
I guess discussing in about meta title. I hope so, because target keyword in SEO title and not in post title. So I don't think SEO title is basically, or meta properties is basically considered much by Google. It is just improving your CTR. Once your product is ranking or your information is ranking in Google, it helps in basically improving your overall CTR. But if it's a part of a basically your content or your overall depth of your content, then it basically helps. So what I will recommend, to bring that keyword in your page, not stuffing, but make it contextual.
Okay, thank you. And the next question. Keyword for desktop and mobile will be the same or different? Enough. That question was for you also.
So basically, I feel like that like keyword is almost same for desktop also and for mobile also, but on some occasion we see there is a like behavior pattern changes in specifically in mobile user. These days we are seeing mostly users are coming from mobile, right? So they have like bit changes in their typing pattern, or you can say they prefer to type in a different way as compared to a desktop user. But once we decide overall stuff or overall keyword, I don't think we differentiate different mobile keywords or different desktop keywords. Rest other experts can add if they want to add something else.
Okay, thank you. And the next question. Oh, I guess this question is for George. Can we use infographic in product page content?
Well, my uh, answer will be we have to measure. But of course, yes, we can use it. But first of all, just think how it can help your customers, and if it is useful, we can use it. But producing and content management of infographic may be very high at high price. So you have to also think about return on investments. But basic answer, we can use anything if it covers users intent. So and after measure if it affects and impacts positively on your rankings, you can just scale it on all of your product card pages.
Yeah, and I guess you may check it before implementation for the whole website. Just run A/B tests or split testing as you wish, and you will understand the differences, I guess.
Absolutely. We do the same exactly. First of all, if you have a hypothesis for anything, you can test it. You have, for example, 10,000 of products in particular category. Just add infographics for 500 of them and compare their visibility. If it will increase, you can just scale it over all of other product cart pages. That's how it works.
Okay, thank you. And to the next question. What about tags on product pages? Is it required?
Well, sometimes
I
it's
guess the same
necessary.
story.
Yeah, sometimes it's necessary. For example, sometimes we sell some medicine, drugs, something like this. So you have to just must add some FAQs. But sometimes it's just additional content, and in this case, it means additional costs. So you have to also measure everything, every costs you run for your content management, making, I don't know, human resources have to be measured in terms of return on investments, because any actions we perform costs us something, time, money, or resources. So it has to be measured in a ROI basis.
Okay. Okay. The next one. What is the limit of content on product page approximately? How many words?
Also my question, I guess. But the answer is still the same. We have to measure, and sometimes we don't need any content. For example, sometimes we can see that seller sells some products, and uh, there are some texts describing these products, but we can say that in comparison to other products that are not covered with texts but remain the same level of visibility. So texts are not affecting that much, but it also has to be measured. Sometimes you have a complicated product, for example, I don't know, some B2B industrial product which has to be described for your customer. In this case, you have to provide him descriptions with FAQs, with some other explanation of how it works, for example. But sometimes you sell, I don't know, lipstick, and it's just a lipstick. Excuse me, girls. And there has to be just a color, I don't know, the manufacturer, the brand name, and that's all. You don't need to text that girls, you will become more attractive when you, or more confident, I don't know, or any other characteristics. So some products must have a description with the long texts. Some of them just don't need it, and the issue is to find exactly your particular case. That's all.
Okay, thanks, George. And I saw many thanks in the chat, I guess, for all speakers. And another question. The required backlinks. I don't know, Nick, is it your
Yeah,
question?
it looks like
Okay.
mine. Yeah, I'm seeing the familiar words right here. So always when we're talking about how many backlinks do you need, the answer is always like it depends. The easy answer is you go, you analyze your competitors, you see how many backlinks they do have right now, and after that you try to do the same but a little bit better. So this is the short answer. The longer answer is that you need to always experiment. You always need to see what works best for you, how many links, what exact types of backlinks, and eventually each and every SEO specialist come with his own strategy of a sort that works best for him.
Okay, great. And the next question, it's about keywords. Pranav, I guess it's yours. How can
Yeah.
they push their research about long tail keywords and use it for better ranking?
Basically, it always depend upon what kind of long tail keyword we are discussing about, because long tail keyword sorts different type of purpose. Sometimes it is very much commercial also or transactional also, and sometimes it is very much informative also. If it's informative, bring it in on your blogs. If it is basically solving some purpose as per your context or as per your niche, then bring it on your pages, right? And rest tools we have already discussed and process we have already discussed in my session. That will definitely going to help you out.
Okay, and another question about keyword. What keyword anchor is suggested for interlinking pages?
So may
Yeah, I guess it's about
I?
keyword.
Okay,
No?
sure.
Oh.
So I was not I was thinking that like very less people will discuss about keyword. So that so basically, see, anchor totally depends upon your like how you are basically preparing your structure and all. So overall, it depends upon your website structure. And as per your structure, you decide your keyword, and then you decide how you are going to internal link all your things, right? So if any of your keyword is somewhere lacking in ranking, or it is not moving well, you can use those keywords for linking via your blogs also, sometimes through your main pages also, or category pages. It's a basically very broad question. Once we like I discuss with my clients, any of my clients, we always discuss all the flow, and then we discuss what will be the best approach to internal link things, because internal linking is one of the key factor, uh, like for moving your data flow, or you can say your trust flow from one page to another page, and giving smooth navigation to your web pages or your content, right? So so for deciding your keyword or anchor text, you have to understand your keyword first, and accordingly you will decide whether through pages or whether through blogs how you will process it, right? So this will be my answer.
Okay, thank you. And the last question, any source where we can start an e-commerce marketing journey? I think it will be our last question, and everyone may answer and may contribute. What do you recommend to our listeners to read, to explore, to build their SEO strategy for eco website? Except your blog. These guys, yeah, follow this
Well, I
amazing
can
guys,
recommend
Money, yeah,
other speakers'
Pranav,
blogs,
and
for
yeah,
example.
us.
And
So,
Uh,
your
actually,
recommendation?
my, my
Yeah,
Okay, my
recommendation is to recreate your site structure and link there your keywords with demand, just in order to prioritize first your workflow. Maybe some of your categories may be more attractive in terms of search traffic generation, and it's necessary to create correct site structure. But if the question were to find some knowledge, mm, just uh, keep in touch, and we will provide more and more webinars about SEO. And I, one more time, suggest reading blogs of our experts.
great, perfect. Yeah, guys, so follow us, stay with us, and we're already planning a great events online, offline. So we'll be happy to see you. And if you want to get a certificate after this conference, just fill up the form. You might find the link for this form in the chat. And tomorrow we will send you a link for video record of this conference, for the presentation of our great speakers, and for sure we prepared some bonuses for you. So let's stay in touch and check your emails and WhatsApp. So thank you guys, Himani, Pranav, Nick, George. It was awesome to see you today, to host you. Uh, see you next time at our events, and have a good evening.
Thank you so much for
Thank you,
having us.
everyone,
Bye.
guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.